Hello, everybody. Jim Coyle with Indiana Sports Beat. Fortunate to be here with Coach Mike Woodson. Your first Big Ten Media Days. How's that been going for you?
Great. Get opportunity to see some of my elite coaches in the Big Ten, and especially Tom Izzo, who's a good friend and a great coach, and a lot of questions being asked, which is kind of nice as well. So,
And I know he's a lot younger, but Juwan Howard
yeah.
was in the league when you were in the league, so you guys had a lot of crossover there. What's it like being in now to be coaching against him?
Well, he's had the best coaching, being in that Pat Riley family and working for Spoelstra all those years. I'm not surprised that he had the year he had last year. He's a great coach, and I got to deal with him, and along with 13 other coaches that can coach in the Big Ten, and a lot of great players in the Big Ten as well.
And you also have had a lot of great coaches. One in particular that we've talked about a lot, but bringing Isaiah Thomas back and bringing all that back and talking to the players, they're talking about family and how much that important that you have made that about this. How important is that, and what importance does that play in what you're trying to do with this program?
Well, it's very important because I go back to the night era when we played for Coach. He made it all about family. We were a close-knit group. Every summer, everybody came back, played in his golf tournament, talked basketball, had breakfast, lunch, and dinner together over those 3 days. And I'm trying to bring that back. And we started about 2.5 months ago when we bought back 150 ex-players, old-timers as I call them. And they came back. Coach Knight came back and spoke. So it's a start. We got a long way to go. And, it's all about winning games too. It all goes hand in hand. Knight was very successful, and he kept everybody involved. And I got to get it back to that point.
One of the things that at Hoosier Hysteria that I thought was great as just a sports fan was seeing Dane Fife, Mike Woodson, and Isaiah Thomas in candy stripes, because there's so many fans that had never gotten to see that before. I didn't get to see. I wasn't fortunate to get to see you play other on TV, and I didn't see Isaiah. I wasn't there yet. Saw Dane, but to see that up together, it just seemed like it really was bringing it together, and you could see and hear the emotion from Isaiah and what that meant to him.
Well, we know what the candy stripes are about, but the Kenyon Hunters, the Coach Rosemont, Armand Hill, who's a Princeton grad, they don't know. So I made sure that they wore the candy stripes so they can understand what it's really all about. We know, though.
And you're a hometown guy from Indianapolis, and the roots of Indiana basketball are through and through you. But what does it mean to you to now be the head coach at Indiana University?
It means a lot, man. It's like I spent 34 years of my life in the NBA, over half of my life. And to be able to circle back, it's the timing was perfect for me, not knowing that I would ever get this job, but the fact that Scott Dawson made the trip to New York, sat down with me, gave me an opportunity to give my pitch about the job, and then gave it to me. It means a lot, man. I'm back here where I grew up, back here where I really got my start as a basketball player. It's just, for me, it's perfect, like a dream come true, man.
And the funny thing is, once it was happened, because when a coaching search is going on, you got all the guesses and this and that. But once it happened, it was almost universal that, hey, this is kind of good. It was almost like, why didn't we think about this before?
Well, you never know how people react to something like this. I've been fired and hired in different places.
Is that a requirement in coaching to have been fired?
Yeah, and you just don't know how the media, the fan base, how they're going to react. And for me, it's all been positive, man. I couldn't have picked a better time and place to be able to still fulfill something that I've never done as coaching college. But to come back here, man, is tremendous. It really is.
Talk about the challenge, not only the challenge of coaching in college, but you're coaching at your alma mater, a place that needs the things that you've talked about in needing. So you've got multiple challenges there.
Well, it's always, coaching is challenging on any level. I don't care what it is. I have so much respect for coaches. It's not even, coaching is hard, man. And people don't give it enough credit. They don't. And I I don't take this job lightly. You know, I know what's at stake. I took it because I want to try to get us back on top, and I'm going to put my best foot forward to see that that happens.
The players seem to just have bonded. We talked about the family thing earlier, but a lot of new faces this year. But I've seen them out at football games, at tailgates, the different faces. They seem like they've been together for 2 or 3 years.
Well, that's kind of nice to see and hear. I thought the Bahama trip put us in a different light in terms of our team getting to know one another. And for me, from a coaching standpoint, my staff, it gave us an opportunity to work and get them ready for a couple of games. So in that regard, I'm pleased where we are as a team, knowing that there's still a lot of work that's got to be done.
Were you surprised by the success that you had in the Bahamas? I mean, it's new, you're going down there, but you went down and beat a team that has been together for a long time, not just a team, a semi-pro team, if not pro team that produces NBA-type prospects.
Well, again, I'm not surprised because the 2 months, those guys worked. We worked our asses off, and it was nice to see the carryover. You know, I mean, yeah, everybody wants to win, but I was interested in seeing the things that we taught. Did it carry over into the 2 games that we played? And it did. So that was the fulfillment of it all, I think.
And you know the grind that it takes to go through a Big Ten season. Some of these players have not played in it, and some of them have not played in front of fans. So this is something that'll be new to all of them. What else are you going to be able to bring to get them through that grind so it helps elevate them?
Well, again, you know, we're going to take it a game at a time. I'm always preaching in practice mentally that you got to play every possession like it's your last possession, and you got to play with a sense of urgency. I mean, I think young players, they struggle in that because they think their urgency and their level of play is here, and I'm looking for here. And when I can get players to understand there's always another level of playing harder, and once they get there,